So we're diving into Zindua today, right?
Yeah.
This return on life thing. I'm seeing it everywhere, and it seems to be geared toward, well, us.
Yeah, people our age, definitely 30 to 50, that's a big chunk of life. Lots going on, lots of people feeling a bit lost, maybe.
That's what I'm picking up on, yeah. Like, am I doing this right? Is this it? And Zindua, they're saying, hey, here's a roadmap. 12 of what they're calling airports. Each one's like a different area of life to focus on.
Right. Airports, huh? Kind of a fun way to think about it. Like, each one's a stopping point on this journey, this, what is it, return on life?
Exactly. And some of these airports have pretty intriguing names. Until Death Do Us Part. That one's all about relationships, obviously. Or how about Vision 55? That's got to be about long-term planning.
Yeah, that whole where do I see myself in however many years thing. But it sounds like Zindu's trying to do more than just, like, generic goal setting.
Oh, absolutely. So are we ready to hop on this metaphorical plane and see where Zindua takes us?
Let's do it. Fasten your seatbelts.
Okay, so until death do us part. Relationships can be tough. I'm guessing this airport is all about like communication skills, maybe conflict resolution.
That's part of it for sure. But what they emphasize, from what I've seen, is getting to the core values.
Yeah.
Like, what's really important to you and your partner, and are those values actually lining up in your day-to-day life?
Oh, interesting. So it's not just about fixing the surface level stuff. It's about digging deeper. I like that. What else caught your eye about these airports?
Well, financial freedom flight plan definitely jumped out at me. I mean, who doesn't want a bit of that, right? But Zindua, they seem to get that it's not just about the numbers. They talk a lot about the emotional side of money, which I think is often overlooked.
Oh, tell me more about that.
Well, they have this exercise, right, where they have you imagine yourself 10 years in the future. But it's not just about, oh, I have this much money in the bank. It's like, describe your life. What are you doing? Who are you taking care of? How does it feel? That kind of thing.
Wow, that's pretty intense.
It's designed to make you really confront your relationship with money, Not just how to budget, but your whole mindset.
Powerful stuff, right?
Right.
Getting into those deeper emotions tied to money. Not something you see every day.
No, not at all. And it goes back to that idea we were talking about values. It's like, okay, financial freedom, sure, but what does that actually mean for you? What are you going to do with it?
It's about aligning your actions with your values, basically. Not just saying, I want to be rich, but figuring out what that truly means for your life. Okay, so we're seeing a pattern here. Deep introspection, aligning actions with values. And you mentioned a faith-based element too. I'm curious, how does that fit into all of this?
Well, it's not like they're pushing any specific religion or anything. It's more subtle than that. Like in the Legacy Landing Airport, for example.
Okay, the legacy landing. That sounds pretty profound.
It is. It's about defining your legacy. Right. But not just in terms of, money or possessions. It's more about, what do you want to pass on? What kind of impact do you want to have in the world? Your community, your family, all that.
So it's about connecting with a deeper sense of purpose, something bigger than just yourself.
Exactly. And that brings us to the creators of Zindua, right, on Zaya and Mbite Akatsa, because they seem to embody this idea, this blend of practical experience and a deeper understanding of what makes people tick.
Yeah, when you look at their backgrounds, decades of experience working with individuals, corporations. And they've built a program that's been around for, 10 years now? That's pretty impressive.
It is, especially in the self-help world, where there's always some new thing popping up.
Right, like every other week there's a new book, a new guru, a new...
Exactly. So for something to be around for 10 years, it makes you think, maybe they're onto something. And one thing that struck me was how upfront they are about the commitment involved. Like, are you really ready for this?
Yeah, they talk about those different passenger types, stuck on the runway, flying without a plan, too afraid to take off. I have to admit, that kind of hit home for me.
It's a good way to make you think, right? Where are you in your life? Are you happy just coasting along? Or are you? Are you ready to actually make a change? Because it seems like Zindua, it's for people who are ready to do the work.
It's intense, right? This whole Zindua thing. Not for the faint of heart, I'm guessing.
No, definitely not. They're pretty clear about that. It's a commitment. You're going to have to really look at yourself, be honest about what's working and what's not, and be willing to change it.
No turning back once you start down this road. So I can say return on life, it's an investment, right?
Yeah.
Not just money, but your time, your energy.
Your heart, even, I'd say. You're putting it all out there. But the idea is the payoff is huge.
Yeah.
Because you're not just going through the motions anymore. You're actually building a life that's in line with what you truly value.
Living with intention, purpose.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. So as we kind of wrap up here, if someone's listening and they're thinking, okay, maybe the Zindua thing is for me, what's the one thing you hope they take away from our deep dive today?
That's a good question, I think. I think it's that Zindua. It's not a magic solution. It's not like, poof, all your problems are solved. But it gives you a framework, a way to think about your life, your goals. And it does it through this really interesting blend of like practical advice and this deeper, almost spiritual exploration, which I think is kind of unique.
It is, and it makes you think, right? Like, what if? What if you could approach your 50s or 60s even? Not with dread, but with this clear vision for your future, a legacy you're building.